Hi guys, I am Christina with Virginia Wreath Company, and today I am going to put together a Valentine's Day wreath that we're going to do. And the first thing that I have used is, sorry guys, is a 15 to 24 inch work wreath form, and this is in the metallic red, okay? And I almost always use the work wreath forms, okay? I don't hardly ever make them without the form, okay? So this is the first thing. Let's see. Oh, let me see. I'm sorry guys, my thing is dinging over here like crazy. Okay, and then I use this on it. It is the heavy foil red mesh, and I got this from Hobby Lobby when it was 90% off. Okay, so I've used the work wreath form and I've used the heavy foil mesh. Okay, and to save time, I have gone ahead and already made the base. Okay, and I just did this the standard poof method. I used, they're probably about 10-inch poofs that I made. I'm sorry guys, I keep having stuff pop up on my screen and I can't see anything. Okay, can you guys see and hear me okay? If you can you comment, because I am not seeing any comments. Okay. I do not see any comments. Let me refresh my page. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Okay, so I went ahead and I made the base to save time, and I also went ahead and cut up my ribbon that I'm going to use. And I have, well actually before we get to the ribbon, let me go to this. This is a 10-inch black and white check pattern deco mesh, and I have pre-cut these. They're 12 inches. Okay, and I'm going to put them in every other twist tie. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started and do that, and then we're going to start with our ribbon. Okay, let's see. Awesome, thanks guys, thanks. Hey Alana, yeah, your messages kept popping up on my screen. That's okay though. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to start randomly and put the ruffle in a twist tie, okay? And the only reason I'm not doing every twist tie is because I don't want to totally dominate and cover the red, okay? So that's why I'm going for every other twist tie, and we'll see what it looks like after we get that done. You know, if we want to add more, we'll add more. Okay. Awesome. So what are you guys up to today? Our kids have been out of school. They got out early last Wednesday. You know, if you're on the East Coast, you know we have this blizzard, right? So we ended up with a little over 10 inches of snow, and our kids were supposed to go back to school today on a 2-hour delay. Well, 6 o'clock this morning rolled around and oh nope, schools are closed. So I'm trying to squeeze this in. I had planned on doing this after my son got off to school, but since they're not going to school today, I'm going to try and squeeze it in before he wakes up. So, and we had 50-degree weather here yesterday, and we still have a bunch of junk all over our roads. Our main roads are okay, but the neighborhood roads, kind of iffy still. I'm hoping that by today, we're supposed to be 64 today, y'all. It's going to feel like a heat wave. I'm hoping by today that it melts everything that's left. I'm hoping. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Janet, for sharing. If you guys don't mind, if you would share this, I would really appreciate it. It would save it to your timeline as well if you wanted to go back and refer to a part of the video at a later time. You don't have to go hunt for it on the Virginia Wreath Company page. Charlene, I am in, I'm right next to Virginia Beach, right next to the ocean. Little flyaways here, I'm just gonna snip that off. Okay. Elena, yeah, it is crazy. It's crazy. They have been out for 6 days, not counting the weekend that we just went through. Okay. Let me keep going along. And I'm just making the ruffles, untwisting the twist tie, and sticking them in here. Okay. And just to let you guys know that even when you alternate twist ties, depending on where your twist ties fall, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna fall in line with another one. The same thing happens when you're putting your ribbon in. You're like, oh my goodness, I got the same ribbon here and the same ribbon on the bottom row. They're right next to each other. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Ladine. What size ribbons do you have? Patricia, I'll go into the ribbons in just a minute. Let me get this mesh put in here, but I am using 2 2.5-inch wired ribbons and 2 1.5-inch wired ribbons. And the mesh that I'm putting in here now for the ruffles is a 10-inch mesh, okay? And I cut it into 12-inch strips. Okay. Oh, whales, wow. Across the pond. Cool. Thanks for joining and watching. Okay. And I'm just going to go around. And I'm just putting the ruffles in. You're welcome, Patricia. And I think we're going to be fine doing these every other one because I really don't want the black and white checker to dominate over the red. Deborah, the black and white came from Craft Outlet. Oh, I am totally digging this check mesh. It's super cute. And we have one more to put in. Grab it. Okay. And when I do my ruffles, I kind of fold it over like when you make a paper fan and you just fold and fold. That's what I do to make my ruffles. Jen, the check mesh came from Craft Outlet. Elena, what'd you do? You're okay to share. Okay. Okay, so I have all the ruffles in. Okay. Got them around the edges. And let's see. Okay, now we're going to move on to our ribbons, okay? I chose, this is kind of like a, I don't want to call it a floral print, but I cannot think of the name right now what it is. And I got this, I think last year, I believe. I think I've had this for a while. Oh, okay, Alana. No. This ribbon right here is a pretty white heart ribbon. This one came from Costco, and I believe I got it last year or the year before last, and it's a 2.5 inch wired ribbon. This one is a 1.5 inch wired ribbon. Okay? Yes, Elena. Yes, damask. Okay? And then I have this. It's kind of a thicker ribbon. It's really pretty. The hearts are like done in a velvet. Okay? And I used this last year in a Valentine's Day wreath, and I really love it. This is good ribbon. And I believe I got this from Craft Outlet last year. Okay? But I think I've seen it on their website this year. Okay? And I'm going to use this Harlequin diamond print, argyle, whatever kind of pattern you want to call it, red and black. And it has little gold polka dots on it. I don't know if you guys can see, like little gold glitter dots. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and use these, and we're going to get started on our ribbon. And I'm trying to pair up a red and white and a black together. Okay? Same thing with this one. The red and white, and this has got red and black in it. I don't want to completely dominate one set of ribbons with all black or all red. Okay? So I just fold it in half, and I did cut these, all of these, at 14 inches. Okay? And I think what I had decided is the ones with the black check mesh, I'm going to use the red ribbon on. I don't want to go over it with the black ribbon right here, because I don't want the black ribbon to kind of take away from the check pattern in the black in that mesh. So I'm going to start right here, adding the ribbon. I think I'm twisting the wrong way. Okay. And I'm just going to, I open up my twist ties and I put them down in the twist ties. Okay. And I am going to put all my ribbons in first, and then I'll come back around and fluff. You don't have to do that. That's just the way I do it sometimes. I don't do that all the time, but sometimes I do. And I'm just folding my ribbons in half. Hey, Kenna. Jen, 14 inches. I always cut all my ribbons at 14 inches. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I don't know if a lot of you have noticed, but black is becoming a very popular color to add into any seasonal wreath. Actually, any wreath, period. But I really like it because it totally gives it such a pop of color. Okay. Okay. And I always untwist my twist tie when I'm putting ribbon in. Okay. And like I said, right now I'm not doing anything with the ribbon. I'm just putting them in, and I'll come back and fluff them after I get them in. Okay. So what is the weather like where you guys are? Obviously, we still have snow on the street. Oh my goodness. I hope it melts. I hope it goes away. I like snow, but I like it when it falls. I think it's beautiful. I even like it the next day. But after that, I'd really like to have it gone so I can go where I need to go and get done what I need to get done. Oh, 14 inches. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think they said we had 10.3. And that's not... We don't get snow like that around here. We don't have the manpower or equipment to handle snow like that around here. Hi, Shirley. Thank you, Christina. Rainy Teresa. My goodness. Okay. Ice in Missouri. Yeah, we had black ice yesterday morning. Our temperatures yesterday morning were below freezing, and I had to run up to Walmart to get some staples for my staple gun, and my car was going in one direction and my steering wheel was going in the other, but it's all good. Our Walmart's only like maybe a quarter of the mile up the road, half mile up the road. Hi Patty, thank you. Hi Roseanne. Oh, a foot of snow. Yikes. I think I've had my fill of snow for a little while. But you know, it's something that just normally doesn't happen where we live. So therefore when it does snow, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, it's gonna snow. Everybody run to the grocery store, buy the milk and bread. And then everything shuts down. Okay, I'm going to move on down to the bottom row. We've got the top row done. And I'm moving down to the bottom. Okay. Okay. Hey Paula, that's fine. You can watch the replay. Shirley, yes, I am right next to Virginia Beach, right next to the ocean. Trudy, yes, I am putting 2 ribbons in each tie. sometimes I do 3. It just all depends, but for this one I'm just putting 2 in each twist tie. 1 2.5 inch and 1 1.5 inch. Let's see. Shelby, the most of the ribbons are from Craft Outlet. The 2.5 inch heart ribbon is from Costco. Oh, hey Amber, we're neighbors then. Let's see. Aaron, I don't know what you're talking about, tie them in a knot. I'm not tying them, I'm pinching them in the middle. I'll show you. So I just take my 2 ribbons, lay them on top of each other, fold them over, just like this. Okay. Unfold them. I have my center point right here, and I just pinch them in the middle, just like that. Okay? And then I put them in my twist tie. Thank you, Terry. Hi, Joyce. Thank you, Alana. Okay. Okay. Do we have a Pennsylvania crowd in here? Aaron, yes. If you want to hit the share button, that puts a copy of the video on your timeline, and you can go back and rewatch when I'm done. But all I'm doing is pinching the ribbons in the center. Okay. Let's see. Paula, I always put my skinnier ribbon on top of the larger ribbon behind. Let's see. Pam, I am using the wide foil red mesh, and it came from Hobby Lobby. I got it when it was on clearance, 90% off. Awesome deal. And I did ruffles in a black and white check 10-inch mesh that I got from Craft Outlet. Good morning, Trish. Okay. And we've almost got them all in here. And then I'm going to go back and fluff once I get them all in. Paula, I put them in the twist tie just like this, okay? And I put them so that they're this way. Let's see if you can see that. I put them in just like this, and then I'm going to spread them out into an X shape, okay? Okay. Okay. Almost done, guys, almost done. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Esther. How are you guys doing out there? Thank you, Paula. Okay, and we got one more set of ribbons to put in. And if any of you are interested, I do have a monthly wreath making group. It is on my webpage at virginiawreathcompany.com, and it's a monthly membership, and I give you much more details on how I make my wreaths and what I do. So you get training, a supply list, and in-depth training, the supply list, and I come in and answer any questions, and I also do lives in my group too. So if you're interested, you can hop over to virginiawreathcompany.com and check out the VIP Members Club tab. Okay, and now I'm just fluffing the ribbons. I have a 2.5 inch ribbon going this way on this side. I'm going a 1.5 inch going up top on this side. So I'm just doing opposites, and I'm making them into the shape of an X. Okay? You always want to make sure you fluff your ribbons. Oklahoma. Lisa, are you talking about the ribbons? The ribbons I cut at 14 inches. Oh, thanks, Alana. I keep calling you Alana. Is it Alana or Elena? And it's like every other time I call it, it's either Alana or Elena. Okay. Hi, Jody from Oklahoma. Pat, I have 4 different ribbons. I'm using 2 in each twist tie and alternating twist ties with the patterns. Okay, we've got the top row fluffed out, but this will not be the last time that you fluff your ribbon, okay? But this is what it looks like so far. Now I've got to go around and do the bottom. Thanks, Amber. I hope it does. I hope it does, and you too. Oh, thanks, Michelle. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It is. It's, making wreaths is kind of like my happy place, my stress reliever. I have a son with autism and severe ADHD, and this is my happy place. So it can get kind of hairy sometimes, and this is what I do. This is my go-to. Okay. And I'm just pulling the ribbons apart, and I'm doing them in an X shape. Thank you, Patricia. Oh, Marina. Oh, how is the weather down there in the islands? Oh man, I think I'd love to be there about right now. I know, Alana. I know you hear me. You hear me, girl. You understand. Okay. And I'm just pulling these into the shape of an X. Okay. And I'm going to pick it up and show you guys here in just a minute so you can see. Because I am on the last set of ribbon over here. You can be on the last set of ribbon to fluff, but it seems like fluffing is endless. You're never done totally fluffing. Okay. Okay, so I have the bottoms done. Okay. And it is a very full wreath. This is probably about 8 inches right here. It's probably about at least 8 inches tall. It's a very fluffy, full wreath. Let's see. Hi, Donna. Hi, Chris. Let's see. No, I am using, let's see, Pamela. No, I'm using a work wreath form. Okay? I always use these. Always. Thank you, Mary. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the sign. But I'm trying to decide which sign I want to use. I'm kind of thinking this one, but I'm not sure. Okay, so we have this sign. Let's see if you guys can see it. It says, "Be my Valentine." Or I have this sign that says, "Love you to the moon and back." Okay. Now I will say that the inspiration for my ribbons was this sign because there's more of a glittery red in here. Hi, Kim, welcome. Shirley, it's just the way I make my wreaths. I have no secret. I do, these are probably 10.5 inch poofs that I did. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Since I'm not sure, and I did base the colors off of this sign, I think I'm going to go ahead and use this one, because I think if I use this one in a wreath, I think I want to somehow incorporate some silver in there too, because of the galvanized part. And I love this sign, y'all. I do. It's kind of heavy, but I love it. But I think I'm going to go with this one, and I'm going to cut this off because I don't want it. Okay. And this sign came from AC Moore, and I got it last year. Okay. And this is how I prepare my signs. I've got some red pipe cleaners. That's what I'm going to use to put the sign in. Okay. And let me grab my staple gun. Okay, I do not have any staples in my staple gun, and actually what I think happened is my son has a staple gun too, and I think he probably took mine that I put the new staples in. So I'm not going to staple gun it right now. Right now I'm just going to hot glue these on, okay? I can go back and staple it later. Stephanie, this came from AC Moore. Oh, let's see. Hi, Denise. Hi, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And this sign, also came from AC Moore. Okay, and these I did get last year. Okay. Yeah, Dina, I always use a staple gun, but I don't see any staples, and there are none in my staple gun. So, for right now, I'm just going to wing it and use hot glue, and it'll be fine. Actually, before I do this, let me see where I want it on the wreath. I want to do it kind of at an angle. Okay, so I'm thinking about here and here. Okay. So kind of almost like a center line straight down. Paula, there is going to be some pushing into the mesh. It's just depending on the varying degree that it pushes into the mesh. Okay. And I'll show you what I'm doing over here in just a second. Okay. And this is all I've done, and I'm just going to let it dry. I put the pipe cleaners on there. I put a little dab of hot glue on the sign, laid the pipe cleaner down on top of it, and then went over top of the pipe cleaner with more hot glue. Okay. Thank you, Dina. Marina, you can use a hole punch, a metal hole punch for metal signs. I'm just trying to push this down into the glue. Okay. I use staple gun all the time for my signs. Okay, and while this is drying, I think I might look and see. We might add some Deco Flex to this, y'all. Let me see what I have. I'll be right back, okay? good. Okay. I have some DecoFlex tubing. I'm going to go ahead and add this. Let's see. One in the door already. Oh, that's my baseball wreath. I did a live on that not too long ago. I did it online. So while the sign is drying, I'm going to add some DecoFlex tubing. And this is a red tinsel tubing. Okay. Let's see. Trudy ribbons are 14 inches. And y'all, I love this stuff. I truly, truly love DecoFlex tubing. It can add so much to a wreath. And I like to do little bows. And I'll show you what I do. Okay. When I use this, I usually, let's see, how do I do this? I haven't used it in a while. Now I gotta think. Almost like you're making a figure 8, okay, just like this. And you can make your loops bigger if you want to, just like that. You're just making like a little bow, just like that. And then you take this in the middle and you put it in your twist tie, okay. Now this I'm not going to go back down and untie. I'm just going to lay it right on top of the 2 or 3 twists that I've given it from putting the ribbon in, and then I'm just going to twist it 2 or 3 more times, okay? And I should probably, let me measure out how much of this that I'm doing so you'll know if you want to pre-cut some for yourself. That's too much. And you just go through and make a little bow tie, just like that. And I'm going to measure this out. And it is, each one is approximately 32 inches long, okay? So you just make your loop, you bring it up behind, pinch it with your finger, and you can adjust your bow sizes, and there you have a loop, okay? And I don't want this tail quite this long, so I'm just going to adjust. Okay. Let's see. Carol, I just did the black and white mesh is 10-inch mesh, and I just added, I cut it off at 12 inches and did ruffles. Okay, so just make sure you have get your tail, get your first loop, bring your tubing around, make your second loop, and here's your second tail. And as you can see, I'm not measuring these really. You can just kind of eyeball where you want it to go. Stephanie tubing comes from, you can get it at a bunch of different places. I know Craft Outlet has it. Carolyn, if you take the video and share it to your timeline, you can go back later and watch it. It'll be available after I get done with the live. You can go back and see it, or watch it from the beginning. Okay. And I just said I wasn't going to untwist these, and what I do, I just untwisted it. I mean, that's just out of habit. The rest of them I'll just do untwisted. Okay. Okay. And these are fairly easy to do, and it adds a lot of texture and dimension to your wreath. Okay. Let's see. Now these are super simple to make, and this stuff comes in so many colors, y'all. So many different colors. Let's see. Okay. We got one more to do on the top ring, and then we can move to the bottom. And by the time we get done doing this, our sign should be well and plenty dry for us to go ahead and attach. Okay. Okay, so there's the top row. You can see how much dimension and texture that's added, just adding the Decoflex tubing. It might be kind of hard to see on the camera, but I can definitely see it here. Okay, and I'm just starting on the bottom row, adding the Decoflex tubing. Oh yeah, Kathy, it's really neat. I think sometimes it's just totally underused, you know, as an option to add, you know, that dimension and texture to your wreath, or to a wreath. Okay. Yeah, Paula, I do too. Pat, I don't use pipe cleaners for my wreaths. I use the work wreath forms, and yeah, I just go in and put them in the twist ties. I think they're cute. You're just making like a simple little bow. Carmen, it's a 15 to 24 inch work wreath form. So it's 15 inches across, which will produce anywhere from a 15 to, or 24 to 30 inch wreath. Most of the wreaths I make usually end up being close to 29 inches, 28, 29 inches. They're pretty full and pretty big. Okay. Thanks for the hearts, guys. If you like this and you wouldn't mind sharing, I would greatly appreciate it if you'd share the video. That's like my tip jar. And besides the, oh, I just went and untwisted that one. I didn't want to do that. Besides the Wreath Club that I have, I'm also going to be releasing a Facebook business page boot camp. I have been working on this for quite a while, and it is essentially everything that you need to know, step by step, how to get your Facebook business page up and running and working for you. It has not been released yet because I'm still working on it, but I'm hoping soon it'll be released. But I am going to give you guys the link. This is if you want to receive emails about the course that's going to be offered. And what this will do is it will just put you on the email list so you can get information about it. Okay. 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 So I know a lot of people struggle with Facebook business page, how to get it set up, and what exactly all those settings mean. I know there's a ton, and to a lot of people it's just, it looks like Greek, honestly. You know, you're trying to figure out, well, do I need to do this setting or do I not? So I'm doing this so that I hope to make somebody else's life a little bit easier when they're setting up their Facebook business page, and you're not like all over the place trying to figure out, well, what does this setting mean? What does that one mean? Well, what if I do this? So that's my purpose. That is my purpose with that. Okay. And I don't have too many left to do. Okay. And then we'll add our sign. And then I think I'm going to call it a day after that. And I'm just making little loopies, little. Okay. Yeah, you know, Carolyn, there's so much stuff that goes into a Facebook business page that you really, there's just so much. There is. Honestly, Facebook is like a huge, it's loaded with options and settings. And I know for some people that can be really confusing because you don't know which one to pick. Okay. And we are done with the Decoflex tubing, y'all. Okay. I'm going to hold this up here. Okay. And now we're going to add our sign. Now normally I would have gone in and stapled this down and then put hot glue on top of it, but I didn't have any staples. My child took my staples. So I just hot glued it. And all I'm going to do is just bend the pipe cleaners over. Okay. And let's see, where are we going to put this sign? think I'm going to put them right in here. I kind of want them towards the center a little bit. I don't want them over here off the edge. I think I'm going to go right down in here. You can see I've pulled over this ribbon right here. I want to go right down next to this twist tie, because then you're not going to go through any mesh. You're going to go right down next to that twist tie. And you should be able to get in between your poof to get your pipe cleaner. Okay? Let's see. I think the outer edge of this is going to go through, one side of it's going to go through the mesh. Yep. Okay. Okay, so I've got one side, I've got both sides. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm not sure if you guys can see this. I've got one end of the pipe cleaner here and one end over here. Make sure when you twist off your sign or something, you put it around a metal part of that frame, okay? And I'm just going to twist it a couple times because I want to make sure I like where it is before I totally tie it off. Okay? And I'm just going to pull these out. Okay. And then we have this one over here. It's going to go in right next to this twist tie. So I'm just pulling this away right here. Okay, and I'm just putting these down on either side of that twist tie. Okay, and I'm not pulling them super tight. When you pull them super tight, that's when your sign gets really, really sunk in to your mesh. And that's what you don't want to happen. You want it snug, but not super snug. Okay? So I'm just twisting this off in the back. And that's pretty secure on there. I don't think that's going anywhere. So now I'm just going to come along, fluff out, pull your ribbons out that are underneath. You got ribbons underneath, pull them out to the sides. Okay? You want your ribbon to be seen. These twist ties that are up here at the top, I'm just going to twist them off up here at the top, and then I'm just going to bend those over. Okay? You still have your little bow with the Decoflex tubing in there. Pull your ribbons around. Okay? Pull your ribbons around, make them come out. It's where you make your ribbons work for you. Okay? Make them go where you want them to go. I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. I think all the ribbons are out from underneath that one. I'm going to take this tensile tie, twist it around, okay, and I'm just going to bend it. Okay, just like that. If you want to tuck it under your sign, you can. Okay. Pull your ribbons out. Okay. And then the only thing left to do, really at this point, is to go around and fluff your ribbon. Okay. And I go around the edges. I go around the edges here, take your ribbons, pull them up. Okay. Just like this. Take your ribbons, pull them up. You want people's eye to follow around in the circle on your wreath. Okay? Just like that. Pull them up. Pull them down and pull them up. Hi, Gladys. Okay. And I just do this all the way around the wreath. Take your bottom ones, that go around the outer part of your wreath. Pull them down and pull them out. Okay, let's see. Okay, and this is what we have. You guys can see, you guys can see how the ribbons come out along this outer edge here. That's the look you're going for. That's what you want to achieve. And really, it could be, this wreath could be hung like this, or it could be hung like this, to where your sign is slanted a little bit, or you can even go like this, okay? So that does give you the options to move your sign. Once you have it in place, just spin your wreath around a little bit to see which direction you want your sign to be going in, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had a good time. I got to make a wreath, and I will see you guys again sometime soon. I'm hoping that I can come on and do another one next week. And if I do, I will post it on my page. So if you go and like Virginia Wreath Company, you'll be able to tell when I go live. I usually post the night before that I'm going live and the morning of. Okay? So I hope you guys had a good time. I had a good time. I hope maybe you learned something in there along the way. And if you have any questions, post them in the comments, and I'll come back and answer them for you if I haven't answered them already in the video. Okay? So thanks, guys. Have an awesome day. And if it's cold where you are, stay warm. If it's warm, enjoy it. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.